Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call to order the Town of Ayer Select Board meeting for Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. This meeting of the Ayer Select Board will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance or participation via Zoom is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast, unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in a specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. This meeting will be live on Zoom and Channel 8. The public may access the proceedings by joining Zoom meeting ID number 897-9080-0793 or by calling 929-205-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Carly Antonellis, the Assistant Town Manager, at atm@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100 prior to the meeting. First order of business will be the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any changes to the agenda as was presented?
I do not have any.
I have none.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that the agenda be approved as submitted.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved as submitted. I do have one announcement this evening, and that is that the annual town election will be held next Tuesday, May 10th, 2022, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., and it will be held in the second floor of Town Hall in the Great Hall. Is there anybody on the line or here for public input? Do you see a hand raised? Is that
Dennis Curran.
Mr. Curran?
I think he's muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess just kind of like and I promise to be brief, from just a couple of comments from the town meeting. One is kind of, procedural, and that was that I found it very helpful, Mr. Pomprien's pie charts of the different department spending and how it breaks down. So what would have been helpful for me, and I think might be helpful going forward, is if the public safety portion is split out between fire and police so that they are two separate instead of, brought together under one public safety. And the reason is I think that they're fundamentally different functions, but also it's my understanding that enterprise funds cannot be used for public safety purposes. And that the ambulance fund is more properly viewed as a healthcare service. So I think that just kind of breaking them out, and obviously the figures will be the same and it'll all add up to the same, but visually I think it would be certainly helpful for me. But we won't need to cross that bridge for a year, so between now and then you could review the enterprise funds and whether or not that would be warranted. And the second thing is, during the discussion regarding, and I forget whether it was Article 23 or 24, or perhaps earlier during the omnibus, Select Person Hood mentioned a deep dive into the questions regarding mutual aid or the enterprise fund or how that, and it just is, have you fleshed that out, or what would that entail, or is it a suggestion that you're looking at, or?
So we did talk to Chief Johnson, Deputy Chief Januszkiewicz after the meeting, and we're on the same page as the type of information we want to work through. However, since town meeting was last week, we're probably going to schedule an initial call within the next couple of weeks to get that going.
Okay, all right. And in that regard, and again, I've been thinking about what that might entail or what kind of information it would be helpful for me to have or the town generally to have, or what kind of information would make your decisions in this regard more advantageous for the town. And I think that this is the kind of thing that ought to be performed by a third party. That is, it's not clear to me that an in-house review of those would necessarily be warranted, and perhaps hiring a third party to take a deep dive. And again, the reason is it's clear that at some point the interests of the town and the interests of the fire department diverge. And the study of comparable towns of similar size, what their budgets are, how to more fairly put the word mutual into mutual aid, how to look at the growth in spending in the ambulance enterprise fund, the use of overtime. I think all those matters require highly detailed, specific expertise. And I know that the select board is all volunteer, and I applaud your service. Clearly, the town manager's office has a lot on their plate, running the day-to-day operations of the town. And the reason I'm saying this is that if it were to cost $25, $50, even $100,000, the ramifications of these kinds of decisions will far outlast, that amount of money. For 20 or 30 years, these kinds of liabilities and potentially fiscally risky have that kind of long-term impact. So I would certainly support that deep dive being performed by experts on the outside who can give it the kind of time and attention it deserves. So I'll leave you to it. I wanted to put that into I'm sure we'll be seeing each other at some point in the future.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, just in response to Mr. Curran, first of all, Dennis, thank you on the public safety graphs. We're taking notes, and there's always room for improvement as far as the way information is displayed. So we'll definitely look at that breakout as you suggested moving forward. Secondly, as Selectman Hood mentioned, we are going to connect to begin looking at the issue of the mutual aid and some of the other topics that were brought up. And to your point, and I think we'll discuss also, and I'll discuss with the board, when you mention a third-party professional entity, I know for the board's benefit in the past, for example, the Department of Revenue has done specific reviews on, say, something of this nature, mutual aid. There's the Collins Center through UMass Boston, the Massachusetts Municipal Association, and there may be others. So I think once we get all of the information together, I mean, if that's the purview of the select board, we could definitely look at a third-party analysis. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to our next agenda item will be Alan, a request for DDAG funding. Hello, Alan.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Okay, through you, Mr. Chairman, your Office of Community and Economic Development is here tonight to request the board to authorize funding in the amount of $15,000, which would fund National Grid doing the next step, which is a more detailed cost estimate and design plan for the undergrounding of the, I think we can all agree, rather unsightly overhead wires, utility poles that span Park Street. What we're doing on Park Street is we're carrying through on master plans, for the last 30 years. The people, a town meeting of Ayer adopted our downtown and Park Street form-based code, which sort of set the table, if you will, for us to encourage new mixed-use residential development in the downtown. There are some folks now, we have some prospects who are looking at Park Street, but we want to carry through now on weaving Park Street into the functional fabric of Main Street. We want Park Street to transform to what we think of as a traditional New England Main Street. Have any of you had the pleasure or joy of taking a stroll along Park Street?
Chairman, haven't strolled.
Oh, you must stroll it to have the full, yes, you know. As always, I'm being a bit of a wise guy, but I make the point. So we're ready to carry through on this. We were awarded a $108,000 Housing Choice Capital Grant a year ago, and this is carrying through. So we've done great work with Dan, the Department of Public Works, Green International Associates. They're laying out a design out there and a cost estimate, and this is the last phase. And National Grid, they're very, if you want us to do this, you need to fund it and pay us to do this next step. So we're prepared to carry through, and this project, this design portion and cost estimate, is scheduled to be completed for June the 30th, 2022, as opposed to perhaps my
2022.
my goodness.
Stood right out, and I was
My
like,
goodness.
I don't know, that seems a little.
Apologies for that. So, I know, yes. So there we are. The $15,000 will get us, we think, to the goal line, and the product we will have at the end of all this on June 30th is a full design plan from Green International Associates showing here's how you'll transform the street, and a full cost estimates, which then kicks in, my world of saying, okay, I need to now to pursue probably a $2 or $3 million Mass Works grant or other to then build the infrastructure. The other good news, of course, is there's so much federal infrastructure money now coming to the Commonwealth. We hope we'll be able to tap into one of those pools. And we shall transform Park Street into one of the finest traditional New England streets in our region. And you will see wonderful new development on that street happen.
I
This
love how when he uses the word shall.
Shall.
It's definitive. It's gonna happen.
Well, I'll tell you, the development game, you have to be optimistic, or else
Well,
you'll
that
just
would be
curl
a
up in a
will.
ball and
Yeah, that would
surrender.
be a
you
will,
know.
but you use shall, I like
Shall.
that.
Can you, would you
Yes.
mind, just for the benefit of anybody watching,
Yes,
describe, so the $108,000 grant,
yes.
what part of design that encompasses,
Yes.
and why this additional funds to National Grid does not fall into
Thank you.
that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. The $108,000 initial grant funded our design and engineering consultants, Green International Associates. And, one of in their scope of services, they were to bring in the public utility companies. National Grid is just one. We're dealing with Verizon, National Grid, yes, to bring them in, to, working with them to get a sense of how would we, in fact, achieve a final design plan, cost estimates, and, that $108,000 goes to their firm to do this full study and to deliver the product. In interface with National Grid, and frankly, I don't believe we knew this, Dan may concur, sort of going in, we had them out there, met, and they said, we need $15,000 additionally to actually do our portion now, our fund. And frankly, we've learned out there, it's very extensive what they have to do out there. It sounds simple, like, well, you're gonna dig a trench, and like Conduit, just gonna put oh no. You're talking, there are transformers, right, building vaults out on Park Street to house these transfer down. It's far more, complicated than and so National Grid is saying, nothing is for free with us. You want us to do that extra work, and it is. This is the cost associated with it.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I have no questions.
So just for the scope of everyone, because I
Yes.
think we've talked about this before, where on Park Street will the
Yes,
underground
thank you.
utilities begin coming into downtown?
Thank you. And I'm sorry, I should have done some visuals, but I thought I
No,
wouldn't
that's okay.
subject you all to that tonight.
No worries.
Yes, this project, in terms of its geospatial, its physical parameters, Park Street from Park and Main to Park and Groton Street. People can identify as where the Napa is. Everyone goes, oh yeah, I know, right? So from Main Street to Groton Street. And that portion is local roadway. That portion, we have control of it. It's not legally the state highway. The state highway kicks in. So this is the portion. That's where our form-based code includes this. So this is why we said, let's get this section first. And I know we've done tours and public forums out there, folks that live further out on Park Street saying, well, you're going to continue making, and we said, yes. Incrementally, all these streets are going to become magnificent. And that'll be the inheritance we're going to leave to the next generation in this town.
In a long, long, long time.
Till the
Yes.
222.
That's right.
20
Many generations.
22, yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
No, that's my only question. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I have no other questions, so I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that the select board approve the UDAG funding of $15,000 for the Park Street undergrounding of public utilities design as presented tonight.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it passes. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Alan.
Great. Brings us to our next agenda item, which is Dan Shallot, DPW Director.
Good evening.
Dan.
Through you, Mr. Chair. Thanks, Alan. So I have two items tonight, should be quick. The first one is the execution of the 2022 to 2024 paving and road treatment contract. So at the previous meeting, the board awarded the contracts to PJ Albert for the road paving portion and All States Construction Inc. For the rubberized chip seal portion. And both contractors provided me with the required documentation, bonds, insurance, and the signed agreements. So I'm requesting that the board vote to execute the contracts.
What was,
Go ahead.
I'm
No,
so sorry.
You know, I was gonna say.
what was going to be the total amount again?
So they're estimated amounts, but they are, if I have the award here. So for the road paving portion for PJ Albert, the estimate is $311,550, but in the award and in the agreement, we do indicate these are estimates just based on what we think we might be paving that year. What we actually do will be different. So,
Right.
yeah, and same thing with the other bid.
Yeah. Okay. I have no further questions.
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
I don't have any questions either, so I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to execute the contracts for road paving with PJ Albert Incorporated and rubberized chip seal with All States Construction Incorporated for fiscal year 23 as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
Passes.
All right. And then my second item is just an acknowledgement of Drinking Water Week. So nationally, the week of May 1st to May 7th is National Drinking Water Week. And being a community which has its own public water supply, the select board are the water commissioners. I just wanted to bring it to your attention and recognize the importance of quality drinking water and also the staff that helps provide it. We have 5 staff in the water department, and that doesn't include, we now have a water and sewer superintendent, so she would be 6. And you know, they're working hard every day to run the treatment plants, run the distribution system. When an emergency happens, they're there to fix the water main breaks and everything like that. So just it's a good week to recognize that and be thankful you get quality water at your tap due to the dedication of these employees. So in your packet, I did have through the American Waterworks Association, they have a proclamation just acknowledging that it's Drinking Water Week, and I put that in your packet for the board to sign, just to acknowledge that it is Drinking Water Week, and we support our resource and our staff helping us to provide the quality drinking water in town.
Any questions?
No?
No questions. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I'll make a motion that the select board sign the select board proclamation for Drinking Water Week 22.
I will second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
Okay, great.
If I could just say one thing.
Yes.
So I did see this on Facebook, and I have to wholeheartedly agree. I want to applaud the person who did the East Main Street obstacle course.
The minefield.
extremely impressive, I'll tell you. I've been driving it, and I'll tell you, it has been one impressive obstacle course, so I must
Yeah.
acknowledge the post that I saw that said the same thing, and congratulate you.
Yeah, so, you know, they're paving Friday out there. Well,
Mhm.
as long as the weather is good tomorrow, it doesn't push everything a day. If so, we'll make sure people know,
Yeah.
but, yeah, so, I know it is quite the, you gotta be
It's
careful
been
out
kind of
there
fun.
right now.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, what in the world?
Yeah,
So, but no, all good, all good. So,
yeah. Okay. Well, thank
And I can
thank
send
board.
you the one on their letterhead
Okay,
tomorrow, and then we can put it up.
sounds good.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll give you those tomorrow too.
Sure.
Thanks.
Our next agenda item is our town manager's report.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good evening. If there isn't objection, I'd like to start with my action item and then just briefly give an administrative update, if that's
Sure.
okay. So the action item is the authorization and execution of the Woodlawn Cemetery quitclaim deed. And I'm joined this evening, and Ginny, if you want to come up, by Ginny Matthews, the treasurer of the Woodlawn Cemetery Company, who we've been working on this for quite some time.
A few years.
A few years, and her husband George is here as well. So we have made it to the finish line. So what does that mean? You have in your packet the deed for the cemetery, and would be asking the board to vote to approve the deed with signature by all of you, signature by the board. Ginny signed, and the president, Scott Matthews, signed earlier this afternoon the deed. So once the board approves and signs the deed, I will send it to town council, who will file it with the registry of deeds. And once it's filed with the registry of deeds, we get a document back, and the transfer is complete. In addition to that, Ginny has presented the town, as per the article with town meeting, the current balance of the funds at the Woodlawn Cemetery Company was $84,086.60. Of that, Woodlawn is going to retain $4,086.60 to close out the company and so forth. And once that's closed out, and any remaining balance of that $4,086, Ginny will transfer to the town. But she has the balance, presented a check payable to the town of Ayer in the amount of $80,000 payable to the town of Ayer, of which $60,000 will go into perpetual care and $20,000 for the cemetery operations, for a total of $80,000. So with the board's approval and your signature of the quitclaim deed this evening, that will complete the transfer. And Mr. Chair, members of the board, I want to thank Virginia Matthews for all of her time and effort over the last over 4 years we've been working on this, and through the pandemic. A special thanks to the Woodlawn Cemetery Company and your board of directors. We met several times really before the pandemic, and I applaud them for having the foresight to put the cemetery in good hands moving forward. And I think the Woodlawn Cemetery Company did a fabulous job since 1835 with the 1859 with the cemetery, and I know that the town of Ayer will continue that custodialship moving forward, and we thank you for all your
Thank you.
efforts. Did you want to, through the chair, did you want to say anything, Ginny?
No,
or-
I'm just very appreciative of Robert for all the work he's done on this. And I'm appreciative that you're taking the cemetery. I don't really understand why the cemetery wasn't under the town to begin with.
Mm.
I've said that to Robert, but a group of directors, we've passed it down through the years, different directors, and we've gotten to the point where it's something that we couldn't handle anymore. The town has the equipment, we don't have it. We don't even have a lawnmower to cut it. We have to hire out to do it. Any maintenance that has to be done, we have to hire out. So it's a great thing that the town is taking it. And I think all the directors are very happy about that.
Great. Thank Thank you,
Thank
Jenny.
you.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Okay, all right, so I'll entertain a motion.
No, I don't even know how to phrase it, to be honest.
Okay, I'll try. I'll make a motion that the select board authorize and execute the Woodlawn Cemetery quitclaim deed as presented tonight.
I will second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, and it passes.
And there are two originals.
Dan.
Thank you,
And I think,
guys.
if you don't mind,
Have a
I
good
want
night.
it in blue. Thank you.
Oh, goodness.
So, Mr. Chair, just briefly, under the administrative update, you have the warrants in the packet that have been signed since the board last met. Just a brief update. Of some of it is coming attractions, but the departments are working on the truck traffic issue that was raised by Selectman Hood at the previous meeting, and looking to have an update and further discussion at that at the next meeting on May 17th. And I'm sure that discussion will continue, but we'll have a substantive update. Also, through Selectman Hood, that night, we're looking to recognize the robotics team, and we'll save that for the 17th, but an exciting announcement there. And I was going to, through the chair and the board, we have a lot of new public safety positions in all three divisions, DPW, fire, and police. And we were thinking for the June 7th meeting, and we keep it short, but in the beginning, have the two chiefs and the DPW director bring the new folks and just do a brief, meet and greet, maybe some photos and so forth, so put the name with the face, as they say. So we're looking to do that on June 7th. Obviously, with the completion of town meeting, I look forward to working with the board and all of the other boards and committees on the implementation of the budget and the various projects that were approved at town meeting. As the chair mentioned, the election is next Tuesday. Polls are open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. here at Town Hall, and Town Hall will be open for business for the public. The last couple of elections, due to the COVID state of emergency, we were just open for voting, so the public is aware we're back to being fully open at that time. So unless there are any questions from the board, we're looking forward to moving forward in the post-town meeting world, which is the implementation of a lot of new and exciting projects and initiatives.
Any questions?
Yeah, if I could
Comments?
just follow up on something I asked for a couple months ago,
Yeah.
the bridge update.
Yes, if I, to Selectman Livingston's point. Excuse me, sorry, it's been a long week. Yeah, we will, probably for the 17th, May 17th, on the DPW's Director's Board, we do have an update. I did meet with the DPW Director and Mr. Wetzel before he left. We actually met last week. We have an initial proposal for discussion by the board, and depending on the funding in the direction of the board, a sort of a timeline. So yes, we'll have that.
And that'll include this one here too,
Yes.
which is, I think, state, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, great,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep. Thank you for the reminder.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Our next agenda item is any new business or select board member questions besides that one?
I just wanted to throw out, I think, one thing that we should have put on the announcement. So the townwide cleanup is on Saturday,
yes.
May 14th.
14th from
The
At
Brezhnev.
8 o'clock, and then on Sunday the 15th is the Bresnahan 5K up at the high school.
Right. And I believe, Mr. Chair, through you to Selectman Hood's point, the cleanup, yes, Saturday, May 14th, and the meeting place is at the Sandy Pond Beach.
Sandy
Yes,
Pond Beach.
yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah, and gloves and bags will be provided, and we thank the recycling committee. Thank you for that reminder. And then the Brezhnev race again is Sunday?
It's
Sunday.
the
Yeah.
following day, yeah.
Okay, yep,
So everything will be clean for the run.
yes.
Okay. Our next item is the approval of meeting minutes for April 5th. Any changes?
I did
I
not
didn't
see
have any.
anything.
Okay. I do not. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that the meeting minutes from Tuesday, April 5th be approved as submitted.
I will second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and the minutes are approved. And that brings us to our final.
Mr. Chair, I
Yes.
make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we are adjourned.
Night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.